Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Y and E podcast. Thank you for joining us. And if you haven't subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button, like, share, and engage with us in the comment section. So there's a news making rounds on the Punch newspaper website, and it's about the story of the media aide to the FCT minister, Mr. Lere Olayinka. A couple of days ago, he posted a private voter information, the personal identification information for Emeka Ike. And a lot of people have been questioning him and trying to get the government and the system to hold him accountable because putting out someone's private information out there, it's illegal and it shouldn't be done. Not even by a political party official or not by a media aide to an FCT minister. It shows that the system is not what we think the system is. Someone can look you up online or pay someone else or get a favor from an INEC official to get your personal information. And we know what people can do with personal information these days. They can use it to get loans. They can use it to, put you in trouble. And if Emeka Ike's information was gotten in an unprofessional way, whoever is involved with it should be held accountable. There's a story out there that an INEC official has been detained. No identity has been released, so we don't know who that individual is. And they're saying that the police is squeezing Lere Olayinka. What does squeezing mean? What does that involve? Does that mean they're inviting him to answer an objective question, or what does that even mean? I've never heard it that the police would quiz you on a matter. If they're investigating, they would investigate. If they're, doing their research or, looking for something, they will do their job. But what does it mean to be quizzing a person that his account was used to post another individual's private information? I believe Ms. Lere Olayinka, if found guilty, should be prosecuted to the full weight of the law and not consider whether as the first time offender or because of his power in the current administration or because of his influence, right? These are the people that the government needs to use to make a statement. They need to let people know that attitude, this thing that transpired should never have been allowed to happen. And we know it's already happened. So Mr. Lere Olayinka should be held accountable. His boss should not intervene. They should not influence the decisions of the police or decision of Emeka Ike. He needs to, you know, hold them accountable and they all need to pay up and they need to be held accountable. What do you think?
I mean, we're talking about Nigeria. I hate to say it, but I don't think anything will come out of these processes. Yeah, quite. I agree. He messed up. He contravened the law. He's not supposed to have access to that data. That is something that is only available to probably not even all of the INEC staff. I would think that it will probably that information is something that is a back-end information. So it will be something that will not be available to any INEC official. It has to be a selected few. Probably if you're into data management and stuff like that, database management. So probably that's the only way you can have access to that information. So for him to have access to that information, did he access the information himself, or did somebody from the inside the INEC access the information and release it to him? And then, regardless, he contravened the law. In ideal situation, he should be prosecuted. He should be made to answer for his crime. He should be explaining. In fact, he should be able to name the person that either accessed the information to him or sold the information to him or gave him access to that information. But Nigeria being a country that we all know, if we are not lying to ourselves or deceiving ourselves, I regret to say that nothing will happen because one, he's very close to power. His boss is literally almost number two or regardless of the chain of command or the succession plan in Nigeria. Where you have the president, you have the VP, you have the speaker of the Senate president. That is not what we have in Nigeria. His boss is almost like a number two man in Nigeria. So nothing is going to happen. His boss will not watch the law enforcement or the authorities deal with his boy. But I would really like to see him prosecuted because his excesses are too much. He's been doing too much lately. But if I'm not deceiving myself, I know that nothing is going to happen. Somebody will take a fall for it. You see, they said they detain an INEC and without releasing the information. So there's a chance nobody's in detention. There's a chance that somebody they pick up from the street is taking a fall for it. While Lere Olayinka will be walking free. It's just what it is in Nigeria. Nigeria is just it's not an ideal place. It is in other developed countries. A lot would have been happening right now. But Nigeria being what it is. In fact, as at this afternoon, that his post on is still up on X. He did not delete it. Nothing. He did not do anything. But I also think that INEC is getting involved in a lot of issues and controversies. I'm not sure if these are engineered to discredit the INEC chairman. I'm not also sure if the INEC chairman is competent to lead the organization to conduct credible election. But regardless, if he's competent to lead them into, to conduct a credible election, I don't think is material because the president is not going to change him. Even if the president do, he's probably going to bring somebody that is probably going to be worse off. Amutbiton that we have. But what we should be clamoring for, what we should be calling for is a truly independent INEC where the president is not able to appoint an INEC chairman, where the process of naming the INEC chairman is either you grow from the rank, you come from the ranks of the INEC commission, or maybe the constitution should spell another way of appointing an INEC chairman. But so long the president, keeps appointing the INEC chairman, nothing is going to substantially change. It's just going to be the same thing.
Yes, I definitely agree with you that everything that they're saying it's likely going to be cover up because no ID has been put out there of that INEC official, and it should not be so. And even Lere Olayinka should not be allowed to keep the post up. And this is one of the evidences that they're going to use in the court of law. Should Emeka Ike decide to sue INEC, decide to go after Lere Olayinka? This is his private information. This is his life at stake. And it's important that Mr. Lere Olayinka should be made to answer for all of his atrocity. This is really bad. I mean, a lot of people have commented under the post. They've called Bayo Nonuga. I don't know what he can do about it. They've called the Nigerian police. They've called the DSS that, hey, this guy is doing something inappropriate. And everyone is letting it go by and nothing has been done. I agree. He works for the powerful people. He works for Wike. And Wike is the FCT minister, right? They have a way of making it go away. And like we all know, there's so much atrocities going on around the country. And this will be forgotten in the next few days because it is not important unless Emeka Ike decides to not let it be swept under the rug. This is bad. This is not appropriate. And I'm guessing he's trying to let people know that he can have access to whatever information he needs to have access to. But this is not part of his job. His job is to be a media aide to Wike, and his job does not involve getting private citizens' information and putting it out there online, all in the bid to hold Emeka Ike accountable or, tarnish Peter Obi's image or the obedience movement. And it is sad that they're allowing this to go on. So Mr. Lere Olayinka needs to be held accountable. He needs to apologize to Emeka Ike. And if Emeka Ike decides to go after him in the court of law, yeah, he should be made to pay. And it should not be swept under the rug because this is going to be a case that everybody in Nigeria will be paying attention to. That if you're in a position of power and you abuse your power, you need to be held accountable.
Yeah, in this situation, everybody should be meant to face the law, or everybody should be equal before the law. Things like this should definitely be looked at, and then be, in a serious manner. But Nigeria being what it is, and him, his proximity to power, and this is almost beneficial to the ruling All Progressive Congress. So I don't really see them taking putting any effort to prosecute Lere Olayinka. He knows that very well. That is why he was bold enough to put up that information, and till now is still up there. I guess he was trying to prove a point that Emeka Ike just recently transferred his voting register to Abuja, because it looks like Emeka Ike was trying to contest for House of Rep under NDC. So he was just trying to prove a point, but regardless of what his intention was, that was in a bad taste. He contravened the law, and in this situation, he should be prosecuted. And I meant to say that maybe INEC should just use him as an example, but I think it will be very difficult. It's not going to be an easy task because I cannot even imagine a situation where Wike will step back and allow them to prosecute. And prior to working for Wike, he worked for Fayoshe too, and Fayoshe is very, very close to the president. So I don't see how both of them will step back, and watch the authorities deal with Lere Olayinka. It's not going to happen. In private, they may be telling him that he wasn't supposed to do that, but who knows? Maybe they are in support. Maybe they gave him. Maybe they told him to post it. Maybe Wike authorized that posting because Wike have been flattening the law for a very long time and nothing has been done. So long we have those people in places of power, I don't really see Lere Olayinka being prosecuted. That is why he's doing this with impunity and because he already knows that nothing is going to happen. And truly, nothing is going to happen. But I will keep my eyes on this case, but know that nothing is going to happen because they did not give identity of the INEC personnel that is in custody. So that tells you everything you need to know about the case. Nothing is going to happen. The only thing or the only remedy available to Emeka Ike will be to sue for damages, maybe go to civil court and sue for damages. But yet, I still do not think anything will come out from that case because they will make mess of that case because Wike has been building houses for judges for the past 3 years. That's what he's been doing. So I doubt anything will come out. I'm sorry if I sound somehow, but that is what it is. So let us know what you think about the Lere Olayinka situation. He exposed the Mecca Ike's, data, bio data, and people are calling for his prosecution. So, are you calling for his prosecution? Let us know what you think, and we'll be happy to engage with you in the comment section.